Okay, y'all, listen. I have been tweeting out, and if you follow me on Twitter, thank you. You can check out my Twitter. It's linked at the top of my page. When you click on the Stan Store link, then my social buttons will be there. But yeah, I tweet a lot. Okay, if I'm not posting here on TikTok, I'm tweeting. I'm tweeting my opinions. I'm channeling messages. I'm just tweeting. Okay. So today, one of my tweets went viral, and it was me talking about, okay, listen, to all my women who are with a man that's not romantic, girl, leave. Don't settle for mediocre treatment and the bare minimum. And I don't care if they're your twin flame or your soulmate. If they're not showing up as the version of them that you desire, that you prefer, then you shouldn't be settling for that, because you're going to settle into that reality because you're just perpetuating that behavior. You're saying, okay, universe, this is okay. I'm going to settle for this. So it's what you're going to keep getting. You can still switch it. You can still, but it's a bit more difficult because you're feeding energy into that current reality where you are accepting that type of behavior. A lot of people agree. They're like, yeah, you know what? I will never settle for the bare minimum. Like, you should be getting gifts. You should be getting surprises and kind gestures. And you should have handwritten love letters written for you by the person that you're with. I'm talking about like all that romantic stuff. Okay. And I know I say that twin flames aren't about romance or whatever. When I mention that, it's because in the beginning, I don't want people to be so caught up in the obsession, the addiction. So I'm like, look, you need to not focus on that right now. Focus on you first. And then after, you can start to experience all the beautiful romance once you're no longer addicted and obsessed with their ass. Okay? I'm not telling you never to have romance in your life or never to be in a relationship. I'm telling you to please alchemize your own energy first and stop obsessing over this person, and then manifest the reality that you want and experience that love that you desire. We should all have exactly what we want. Don't settle. Do not settle. Thank you, Jay, for all of the likes. We almost had 1,000 likes, and I just started this. Y'all, listen. Let me just talk about the pain of this entire dynamic, okay? Y'all already know how it is when you're doing so much of the shadow work, you're doing so much of the integration, you're crying, you're going through this ego death. It's really heavy work. It's not easy. It does feel like you're essentially experiencing 1,000 inner deaths at the same time. And when you're going through such intense confusion, really high levels of anxiety sometimes, you're not able to sleep or eat or do anything, you can't function properly, it is debilitating. Like, the pain from the ego death after meeting your twin flame can actually straight up be debilitating. The amount of times that you cry, the pain that you feel while you're crying, all of that stuff. The addiction, the obsession is just it's not a fun time. It's not easy. So people have this mistaken idea of spirituality, like, oh, when you're spiritual, everything is just rainbows and roses, and you're constantly zen, and you're constantly at peace, and it just looks like this, image of someone just meditating in peace. And it's like, that person meditating in that much peace and stillness had to dive deep into the shadows within themselves to clear that out and transmute that so that they could feel that stillness, so that they could feel that inner peace. People who can really sit with themselves in solitude and meditate, they've done a lot of deep inner work, because as you know, we're all so caught up in technology and schedules and constantly having other people around us. A lot of people don't spend time on their own. They can't sit with themselves. They always need something on, something playing in the background. They need their TV on. They need people around them. They need to be around people. They need to be out all the time. They can't be alone. It's very, very difficult to sit with yourself in solitude, because you are facing all parts of yourself at that point. And what the twin flame journey does is basically puts you in that position. So why is it so intense? Because now you're meant to dive in and do the deep inner work that you're meant to do at this time. You're not going to feel like wanting to actually do all the things you used to do, like go out and party with your friends like you used to, go out with certain groups of people, do the same things. Like you just don't. You're like, I need to really do this work for me now. It's time. It's like a fire in my soul I can't put out. And that's because that fire has now been ignited to the point where you're like, I need to follow this through no matter what. And I know it. Like, you can't just ignore it. You have to now make this path about you. Say no to the people you have to say no to and say yes to yourself. Because at this point in time, it is so deeply intense to have to process this type of work that you must spend time in solitude, recharging, taking care of yourself, being gentle with yourself, honoring yourself, loving yourself, a lot of self-care. There's no way to like do all of this work and then try to commit to all these other things at the same time. You're just going to spread yourself too thin. Follow where it's guiding you to go so long as you are safe. Yeah, if you keep thinking about your twin flame, you know what that's indicating? Because your twin flame is you, what's essentially happening is you are excavating right now parts of the ego identity that are getting in the way of you really aligning with you. I'm not talking about their physical vessel, I'm talking about your soul. So when you see a lot of signs about your twin flame, when you're thinking of them constantly, that is a sign that you need to dive deeper within the self, really integrate the ego, exit separation consciousness. Because once you realize that you and your twin flame are already one and you truly align with that on a more vibrational level, you will no longer feel the obsession around their physical vessel. You will no longer think about them constantly. You're only seeing these signs and you're getting these thoughts all the time because you're basically being shown that you just need to dive deeper and align with you because you are your twin flame. The more that you base this around their physical vessel and the physical story, you're not going to really be able to alchemize that obsessive energy to the fullest. The point in this journey is that it's showing you how to put yourself first. You can still miss the person, you can still want to be with them, that's fine. But to show yourself, to put yourself first, and that's when you will get everything that you want in the 3D. I know it sounds like a paradox, and I know it sounds like, what do you mean? Like, obviously, if I want this person, I should make moves towards them. I should, whatever, it's all about them. No, it's all about you. And that's how you experience what you want in the 3D. It's really the only way. It's really the only way. So they're just reflecting back the subconscious beliefs that you once had. What's happening in the 3D right now is a reflection of your past subconscious beliefs. Right? That's all. That's what it's showing you. So when you're shifting out of those belief systems and you're reprogramming the subconscious, sometimes it'll take time to see that shift in the 3D, but it doesn't have to take long. You can tell yourself that your 3D reality reflects back your positive new subconscious beliefs very fast, and you will manifest that reality, right? So when they do things that are undesirable, y'all, and is triggering to you, and you're like, what the fuck, like, I don't deserve this, like you're wondering why they said something a certain way or why they're acting a certain way, do not give too much emotion and energy into that reality. Feel what you need to feel, process it. But after that, you have to literally just take yourself out of this state of suffering from it and visualize your reality the way that you prefer and feel it as if it's already happening. You must. Otherwise, you'll keep perpetuating the same undesirable reality that you're currently experiencing because you're thinking so much about it and how it's happening and why it's happening and all these things, right? So feel into your emotions and do what you need to do. But once you've felt into them, take yourself out of the state of paying attention to the 3D circumstances the way that they are right now. Put yourself in the state of experiencing the version of them that you want to experience, of having exactly what you want to manifest already happening in your reality. And your reality will shift. It'll shift. Right? So essentially, thank you for that, Jay. It is exactly, it's you breaking the loop. It's you breaking the cycle. Because if they're not going to loop this back to you, somebody else will. Because that subconscious thought is still there. So it can be your twin flame, it can be a soulmate, it can be anybody. They're still going to reflect back your subconscious beliefs. So your twin flame really shows you what that loop is so that you can break it. I know at first it seems impossible to stop thinking about this person, but it's not. It's really not. Trust me, I used to be I used to be obsessed. I used to be like highly addicted to the person, checking on their social media, constantly thinking about them. I felt it was impossible to stop. I was thinking about them as soon as I woke up, right to when I went to sleep, like all day, just nonstop, hearing messages and songs and being like, oh my God, this applies to our situation. Why is this so synchronistic? All these things, like it was constant. It was nonstop. I thought it was impossible to ever get over this person. I thought it was impossible to stop thinking about them, but it's not. You just have to keep going, keep doing the alchemical inner work that you're meant to do, and manifest the shit out of your life in all the best ways, okay? You don't have to stay in physical separation with your twin flame for a long time. Forget what these people are saying out here about, oh, you need to do this, this, and that first, and then they have to have a spiritual awakening, and then they're going to come back to you, and you just have to wait on divine timing and wait and wait and wait. You don't have to wait. You can learn the lessons, you can do the inner work, and you can manifest a new reality very fast. You do not have to wait a long time for this to happen. You don't have to wait for them to have a spiritual awakening. They don't need to do that in order to be with you. So a lot of this stuff out here is bullshit. And I really want you guys to be discerning with what type of information you take in from other people, because they are perpetuating an idea of this whole twin flame journey in a way that will have you really prolonging it for you, because your beliefs manifest into physical reality. You don't have to wait a long time. You don't have to suffer and suffer and suffer in order to experience good in your life. You can experience good in your life right now. You are good, okay? Your energy is already all that you need. From that energetic state, when you tap in, because you're connected to all things, you can have anything that you want. Anything. What's the difference between a twin flame or a soulmate? A twin flame is your soul, so you are the same over soul, but within a soul group, there are other souls that are not your own soul, but they're still within your soul group or soul family, right? Those are your soulmates. They resonate with you on a frequency that is similar, but not the exact same. It's just a very high resonance with that soul. And then all souls come from the same source energy, source consciousness. So we are all source beings. We are all one. We all come from the same source. It's just there's, different souls, right? They're all different souls, but you are the exact same soul as your twin flame, and a soulmate is another soul in your soul group. Morning. They're not one and the same, because your twin flame causes a spiritual awakening for you, and a soulmate doesn't necessarily, in that sense, like a very, very intense one with an intense ego death and kundalini rising. Your soulmate can still awaken you to deeper truths on the spiritual path. It's happened to me. He's definitely, like, my soulmate that I'm with right now caused my second spiritual awakening, like 100%. But it wasn't like a twin flame where you feel like, I don't even know how to explain a twin flame awakening, y'all. Like, I don't even have the words for how intense that shit is. It's just so brutally intense that one has to experience it firsthand in order to really comprehend what it's like. Because I could use all of the intense ass words in the dictionary that's known to man, and it still wouldn't fucking describe the intensity of a twin flame spiritual awakening. It just wouldn't. Thank you for the gifts. You only have one twin flame. So is your soulmate the romantic part? Yes, you can experience a lot more, romance with a soulmate when, you're on this path, because a twin flame is going to heavily reflect back a lot of the deep-rooted subconscious beliefs in a very intense way. But while your soulmates will still do the same, it's not going to be this intense, tumultuous fucking thing the way that it would be with a twin flame, because the twin flame will trigger you the most. That's the only reason. It's not that it's a toxic relationship or a twin flame is this bad person. No, your twin flame could have literally ghosted you 5 years ago, and you could still get triggered just by the thought of them. And they're still gonna, you're still gonna see all aspects of the self, shadow and light, everything, even if they're not around talking to you. Just the fact that you've awakened to the path alone and you know that energy, it will cause you to deep dive into the self. So it's just more triggering with a twin flame, and that doesn't necessarily mean mean it has to involve a relationship. It doesn't mean it has to involve physical contact. None of that. It just happens because of the energy. Do you think it's possible that someone just aren't meant to be in a romantic partnership? Yes, of course. Because you're the creator of your reality. So if one person does not desire romance, of course, it's up to them within their own free will to not have to experience that. They can just be single. They can be on their own. They can have a relationship that's more like this, neutral, loving type of partnership, and they don't need all that. But some people love the romantic aspect and they want to experience that. I know I want to. I'm Venusian as fuck. I talk about how this path is not about romance very strictly because I must do that. As someone who's responsible on this twin flame path, I must, because I know how obsessive and addictive the energy can be. So I have to tell y'all, look, lay off of the romance of it first, okay, just for the beginning part, so that you can focus on you, get centered within your energy. Then after that, you can start to, feel more into the romance if you want. But in the beginning, do not, because it's dangerous, actually, to get addicted, to get obsessed, to be addicted to tarot readings, and that's all you do is look up tarot readings and get messages about your twin flame. It's not good energy to be in terms of just really focusing on your well-being, right? So that's why I say that. That's why I spread that type of message, because the focus must be on you first. And people who come to my TikTok, a lot of them have just, woken up to this journey recently. So I'm basing a lot of the information that I share on those who have just had a spiritual awakening and they're like, what the fuck is going on? I'm confused. I really found myself when I stopped centering relationships in my life. Yes. I'm really happy to hear that. Right? And then because of you really diving deeper into yourself, it improves all the relationships. Without centering the relationship, without centering something outside of you and putting that on a pedestal, right? A person, a place, a thing, an accomplishment. As soon as you put something else that's outside of you on this pedestal and you're like, I will only be happy once I have that. I will only be happy once I'm with this person. You're already doing yourself a disservice. Absolutely. Once you start saying, I'm the one on that pedestal. I'm the one that I'm going to pay attention to. I'm the one that I'm going to take care of and love first and honor first. Literally all those other things that you try to attach so much meaning to and so much worth to come into your life with ease. You just start to experience it and you experience the highest level of those things. It's worth doing all of the inner work. When can you get a house? When you do the inner work and manifest it. It's up to you. You decide that. And he don't want to start work on everything to be better in relationships. Well, you can see him as the version that is already doing the inner work. And when they are in your reality, they're like the highest version of themselves. What we decide is what will be reflected back to us. How we perceive people is what we will experience of that person due to the law of assumption. Because you keep telling yourself, oh, this person is so behind on their inner work. They're not doing the work. They're not doing the work. They're not doing the work. Guess what you're saying? That's an affirmation. You're programming the subconscious mind to believe that is your reality. Therefore, you will be shown that in your reality. So you have to tell yourself the opposite and tell yourself more what you want to experience. He is doing the inner work. He is the most advanced version of himself. He's compassionate. He's loving. He's caring. He's committed. All of that, right? And then you're going to start to see him in your reality be that person without having to say anything to him at all, because you're reprogramming the subconscious mind to see him in a certain way. Therefore, you're jumping into the timeline in the reality where that's already playing out. It already exists because you decided to reprogram. So that's why we have to really be careful with how we describe people and what we believe about people. If we describe them and attach labels to them, if we describe them in a negative manner, if we keep talking about what we don't prefer to experience and we attach so much energy and meaning to that and keep perpetuating those stories in our minds, you have to at that point expect that that's going to manifest out, because you are the creator of your reality. So you can manifest things in your favor or against yourself. So why not choose to manifest in your own favor by thinking positively about whatever it is that you want to experience? How to manifest a twin flame back in your life. Look at all of my content. Listen to what I say in these lives. We had Humble and Blessed, who comes into these lives quite frequently, and she said just by literally applying what I say in these lives and through my TikToks, her twin flame all of a sudden said that she's his destiny. He said to her, "You're my destiny," after she applied what I was saying and doing the inner work. So that's a huge shift, right? This is why the inner work is so important. This is not a journey of let's take action in the physical 3D and let's try to talk them into it, try to convince them that they're supposed to be with me, that I'm their twin flame and we have this important connection. Nope, you do this all through your own energetic work. This is all through your own subconscious reprogramming. Thank you for the gifts, right? So everything that I say in my TikTok, like I'm giving y'all the answers, but if you really feel like it's time to work with someone one-on-one, thank you. We reached the achievement of the gifts. Thank you. Okay, so if y'all want to be coached by me one-on-one, I do offer a 3-month program. And I have students right now, I have clients right now from TikTok literally that are working with me one-on-one. Right? And that way it's a lot more personalized. Like I can get to know what your subconscious programs are, what happened within childhood that has you having these thoughts still be in your subconscious as an adult. How is it affecting your relationships? How is it affecting your love life? How is it affecting your manifestations overall? Right? So start to watch a lot of the stuff that I post and listen to what I say in the lives and apply it into your everyday life. And if you're really doing it, you're going to see your reality start to shift. I'll tell you that. But this is not just like about doing this 1 or 2 times and then calling it a day. This is a practice. This is what you embody on a day-to-day basis. We're not just doing this inner work just so that we can manifest something back. We're doing this to feel better, to become the best version of ourselves, to be able to uplift others also, to be able to serve the collective, to be able to make sure that we're leaving this world a better place, right? We're not just doing this inner work just to get something. We're doing this because we were sent here on this planet to make a positive difference and uplift the collective and uplift the vibrational frequency that's on this planet. How can we do that if we're constantly suffering because of our own subconscious programs? It's going to be very hard to be that pillar of light because you have not yet transmuted the shadows within you. So in order to manifest them back, the first thing you have to pay attention to is yourself, because you are the creator of your reality. What are your blockages? What are the things within your subconscious mind that are telling you this isn't possible for you? In what ways do you not feel good enough? In what ways do you not feel worthy or deserving? In what ways do you not feel safe to love or receive love? There's a whole thing that we can dive into. What about Kundalini? I had 2 stages, my TF as well. Yeah, I mean, they can experience Kundalini rising. So can you. I mean, anything is possible. The process to get a twin flame back is the same as getting a soulmate back. It's the same as anything. It's just more triggering with a twin flame. So it requires deeper inner work, more intense inner work for sure. If I dated someone else during my TF journey, how does it affect? Oh, it doesn't affect it negatively at all. It'll only affect it negatively if you believe that it will, because your beliefs and assumptions create your reality, because you're the creator of your reality and you make the rules for it. You're the operant power. So if you believe, oh, if I date someone else, it's going to ruin my twin flame connection or dynamic, it's going to take longer for them to come back, they're not going to come back, then that's what's going to happen. But if you say to yourself, may the best man or woman win, I can do what I want. Okay, I'm single right now. I'm not breaking any rules. I can do what I want. I can date who I want. I can be with who I want. And whoever wants to show up as that person who is going to commit to me, who's going to love me the way that I deserve, who's going to honor me and treat me good, they get to be fucking chosen by me. I don't wait for them to pick me. I choose who I want to be with. right? So you have the full power to decide what you want to experience, and you can absolutely date other people. It's not a problem. The only time I would say that it could be an issue is if you're using it as an escape, mechanism to escape your own inner work, to fill a void, to distract yourself, right? That's when it's like, okay, maybe we shouldn't think about dating right now and we should just alchemize certain things that are going on. But if you're not at that stage and you just want to have fun and you're good on your own and you love yourself and you honor yourself, date whoever you want. Don't put your life on hold just because of your twin flame, you guys. If you want to manifest multiple people, you can. You can manifest multiple soulmates. You can manifest them and your twin flame coming back. You can do whatever you want. It's not going to affect anything negatively, only if you think it is. But what if they're with someone, like the betrayal, it hurts? That's tough to say. I have to get to know the situation a bit more. Let's say, for example, they were with you first, and then all of a sudden they left, and then now they're with someone else, right? In that case, I could definitely help you, because that was just a manifestation of you having subconscious beliefs of not being chosen, not being prioritized, that you might get cheated on, that you might get abandoned and things like that. So it manifested out. But if it's a case of this person, when I met them, was already married with kids and they're with someone else and that hurts, I can't help you there. Although it is possible to manifest whatever it is that you want, I'm not here to teach the energetics of breaking up a family ever. It's just not within me to do that. Nothing is impossible. I'm not saying that they'll never break up and have a divorce or whatever, but I'm not here to teach you to do that, right? If it's a situation where they left you and then they got with someone else, okay, that's a product of your own manifestations. We can unmanifest that. It's not a problem. What if you can't date anyone because you love your twin flame so much and you just don't feel a connection with someone? That's fine. You don't have to date anybody. You can just keep doing the inner work on your own until you feel that you're ready to start dating again. Because truly, like, at first, you're not going to feel like doing anything at all. You're not going to feel like dating. You're not going to feel like hanging out with other people. You're just not. The pain from the physical separation with your twin flame is just too intense to even think about any of that. So you're meant to just do the work and dive in and do the work. Okay. Good questions, you guys. What are you having trouble with the most right now? What is the most difficult part of this journey for you? Please let me know. My stomach is growling. I'm gonna eat some good food tonight. I'm gonna eat like more than I thought I'd be eating, just because why not? The longing can get out of hand. Oh my gosh. Like, literally. I know. I was at this point where, like, I literally didn't know what to do with the amount of energy that I was feeling. The amount of times I wanted to just tell this person how I felt, how much love I felt for this person, that I just started channeling it into creating music, creating art, creating poetry, just, speaking about the spiritual path, just really being expressive as fuck in any way that I could be. Because if I was going to keep all that into myself, it'd just be way too much. So find ways to really release it, you guys. Okay? I literally asked for help from spirit guides today. I'm so exhausted. I hear you. And you're on this live for a reason. You're here for a reason. How to take care of the little girl in me, because I realized I have fear of being abandoned. So there's certain things that you can do in that case. What I would say is definitely start to visualize the inner child in you and speak to that version of you very kindly. Ask that inner child what she needs? Does she need to be listened to? Does she need to be played with? Like, was she neglected in any way? Does she need a hug? What does she need? How would she feel loved? And start to treat yourself as that. You have to start, now that you understand the law of assumption, you don't have to fear getting abandoned anymore. The people that love you and honor you, they're going to stay in your life permanently. You affirm to yourself and you create the reality you desire. Right? So essentially, if you know that you are the operant power of your reality, then you can just make the manifestation rule that anytime you get in a long-term, in a committed relationship, it's long-term, that people always stay, that they do not leave, that people in your life, whether it's romantic or platonic, they do not just abandon you out of nowhere. They don't do that. Not in your reality, not in the one that you're in right now. Nope, that doesn't exist. They honor you, they stay committed, they make sure that they're loving and loyal and that they honor the relationship that you have. Right? So first, give yourself what you need through that inner child work, do some shadow work, and then start affirming to yourself that people do not abandon, they do not leave, that you're always chosen, that you're always prioritized. Hi. Wholeness and completeness is what we innately already are. It's already what we are. We are whole and complete because we are source beings. Source is whole and complete. We are never incomplete. It doesn't matter what the physical circumstances are. You are always a whole and complete being. Start affirming that to yourself. Go out in nature, ground outside, center yourself outside, outdoors, and connect with Mother Earth. You will feel at one with everything the more that you do that. Anytime you're feeling disconnected, stop going on social media so much. Stop going on technology so much. Be outside somewhere in nature safely. Take off your shoes. Plant the bare soles of your feet on the ground and connect with Mother Earth. Listen to the sounds. Listen to how you're feeling within yourself and connect and connect and connect. You will feel at one with everything. Literally beg the spirit guides. Serena, I want you to know something. You are your spirit guides. There's no separation between you and the ascended masters and the archangels. You are all one. You are one with source. You are all it, right? So you are just asking other states of yourself to guide you. Essentially, you have all the power that you need, so you can guide you, and that is exactly what you need to do at this point, right? They're definitely here to help. They're definitely here to help you to clear out certain energies and things like that. But you already have everything that you need within yourself. You already do. And if anybody here needs one-on-one help, if you feel that it is time for you to receive that type of guidance to navigate this path in a way where you can experience more clarity, you can let go of the pain, you can let go of the sleepless nights, you can let go of the obsession and the addiction, you don't have to look up tarot readings anymore. You don't have to keep crying every single day or be confused or wonder when this person is going to come back. I help you with all of that. I've been through this myself. I help clients, and I do that over and over again. And a lot of people, once they're done my program, they're just in peace. They don't need the twin flame necessarily. They're just feeling so much more at peace with themselves that they're free to just live their lives. They don't have to worry about this stuff anymore. They just go on to the next level of their own lives, right? So you can have whatever you want. You can have your twin flame. You can be on your own. You can be with a soulmate. You can experience the most inner peace and empowerment you've ever experienced in your life. This is all available to everybody. Everyone on this live, we all have that innate power within us. Inner peace is our natural state. We just must alchemize the parts of the ego identity that have us feeling like we're suffering all the time because of the duality and the separation consciousness and all the fear from the egoic identity. Feeling separate from everything, feeling separate from your twin flame, all of that stuff, it's going to have you suffer, right? There comes a point where you must exit the suffering because you've learned what you needed to learn from it, and you don't need to put your body through it over and over again, because we can get addicted to the pain. It does happen. We have to exit that. Take our energy, manifest the reality that you want, manifest where you are already in this timeline where you are with your the person you desire to be with. There's a version of you in the quantum field that is already experiencing exactly that. There's a version of you living the life of your dreams. You have your dream car, you have your dream house, you have your dream bank account, you have your dream body, you have your dream career, you have your dream person, your dream relationship. That already exists. You just simply must make the leap to it. And to do that, you have to reprogram the subconscious mind. So when you do the inner work, you then start to jump closer and closer and closer until you finally hit that timeline. You're like, wow, it's all here. It's all materializing in my 3D reality. It's happening. It's happening right now. And this can happen a lot faster than you guys think. But the sooner that you start to tackle this inner work, the better, because you will have less to reprogram. So the sooner that you start, the better. The more that you delay this work and the more that you just try to push it to the side, you're gonna essentially start to harbor more programs that work against your favor. So when you feel that timing within yourself, because you decide, you are divine timing. You create it, you decide. When you feel that it is time to make that leap into the next chapter of your life, into the next level, when you feel that you are meant to experience more than what it is that you're experiencing currently, I would suggest that you really get in touch to start to really dive into the inner work. Don't delay it. Don't prolong you experiencing exactly what you're worthy of and exactly what you deserve. You deserve to experience good things, to experience the love that you desire, to experience love within yourself, to experience manifesting whatever it is that you want. Because this is so much more than just being with the twin flame. You start to feel better when you pay attention to your own self and your own energy. You and your twin flame are the same energy, right? There's no separation between you, your twin flame, you, me, all of us. We're all one. We're all made up of the same source energy. We're just different souls, and we're the same soul as our twin flame. He's 6 years younger, different backgrounds, so that's okay. Hi, Leah, what's good? I had certain things and errands to run earlier, and now I'm just here, and I'm about to get off soon, and I still have certain things to do before I go to bed. But good to see you here. This is the only place I can vent. Don't apologize, you guys. Like, my lives are here for you so that you can express the truth about what you're experiencing. Please do express, mindfully though, because you just want to protect yourself on the internet. You don't want to overshare too much information. But like, these lives are here so y'all can just express your truth, because a lot of the times you will find that you cannot talk to anybody about twin flames. You literally can't. Like, they're going to look at you like you're going crazy. So I create these lives and these spaces and my videos and all the posts and stuff to show people, look, you're not alone in this. It's okay to talk about it and express it. Just, of course, be mindful who you express it with, because not everyone's going to understand. I kept seeing angel numbers today. I asked if it was about my twin. I researched what they mean. Always look up the angel numbers, you guys. Whenever you see angel numbers and you feel like, what does that mean? Like, you're wondering about it, look up what the meaning is. So just type in the angel number. Let's say it's 333, and then go 333 angel number meaning. Click on the link that you feel most pulled towards, and there's going to be a message in there for you from your archangels. And it's going to help guide you along your path. It's going to help give you some reassurance as well, for sure. Nara, is the whole collective going through this twin flame or something? I was awake after COVID, then TF now. So not everybody awakens to the twin flame path. Not everyone knows about twin flames. Everyone does have a twin flame though. They just don't realize who their twin flame is because they haven't had that spiritual awakening. And they're not necessarily on the spiritual path in the same capacity. And that's okay. So we awaken to the twin flame path because we're really meant to dive deep and do some deep inner work. Right? Right? But not everyone. I saw 444 so much ever since we met. We've separated. How are you guys awake at 7:30 p.m. in Melbourne, Australia? I know. I'm a night owl though, so it's all good. But it's like past midnight for me. It's not too bad. You know? We healed each other. We were there for each other. It was so intense. I hear you guys. I remember making eye contact. Yeah, no. Eye contact with your twin flame is very fucking intense. Because you're looking at your own soul. Like, you're looking into these eyes, and that's your own soul behind those eyes. So you're going to feel like your world is just like, whoa, what the fuck? You know? Is very intense. Yeah, I also had my physical separation with my twin flame right away too. I met him for one day and then that's it. The same day we said bye, and as soon as we said bye to each other in person, I literally started having an ego death and started crying waterfalls. And I had no idea why. I had no idea what was happening to me. I was like, what? Why am I crying over a person I just met for one day? Like, this doesn't make sense. We were together for 1.5 years. I hear you. When I saw the numbers, I Googled twin flame meaning and got a text 10 minutes later. No coincidences. Leo, if you want to share at all about your journey, feel free, but you don't have to like disclose anything specific. But if you do, then feel free. I even asked God and the universe if she wants to message me, she will. Then I got one. Yep. That's how it goes. And you also decide, you guys, you can manifest a text from anybody. You can manifest anything. Like, his grandpa lives right beside me, and I came outside one time and his truck was like, oh my gosh. That's kind of intense. Nara, is it normal to block him? Yes. You guys, if you're very triggered by your twin flame or triggered by anybody and you guys are having a physical separation, block their ass. You don't need to see what's on their socials. You don't need to see any of that because it's all the old story playing out. It's all the old manifestations, right? So you're going to get triggered by all that stuff. You don't need to get triggered by it. If you want to, you can keep them. But just tell yourself, look, if I get triggered, I have to do the inner work to really regulate myself and not be so triggered. So you're going to have to just accept that, you know what I mean? That you will get triggered and then do the inner work right away. Otherwise, you can just stay, very immersed in that triggered type of energy and state of mind. And then you're going to keep perpetuating the same reality because you're feeding so much energy into that trigger. Nara, I hear this coincidence. Last Sunday, I bumped into my ex's mom, and the same day my twin reached out. Like, you just bumping into all these, like, people, huh? Bumping into my ex's sister and the same result. That's so wild. I wonder if there's a certain pattern within that relationship that's, like, maybe trying to show itself to you so that it doesn't repeat in this one. Or maybe there's, like, a similarity between two in some sense. Because that's pretty, like... It's not a coincidence at all. I feel like you opened my heart chakra. I was never attracted to anyone outside same race. Oh, yeah. The twin flame path will just have you breaking your ego all the way down. I told my twin flame, he was only a year younger than me, and we were literally going to be the same age in like a few months. I told him, I'm like, I never date anyone younger than me. Like, he's like, we're going to be the same age in January. I'm like, I literally never do this. He was the first that I started dating that was younger than me. And fucking guess what? After that, turns out literally every man that I had like some sort of like deep connection with was younger than me. Like, that was an ego identity that I had about saying, nope, I can only be with men older than me because men younger than me are all immature. And I had this preconceived like notion about them and you know, assumptions and things, right? And that's just simply not the truth. People who are a bit younger can still have maturity based on their own life experiences and how they personally process things. And people older than you can be immature as fuck. So it's not just about the age that's going to have them be a certain way all the time. It's about their life experience and how they personally process things and their own maturity levels in that sense, right? So literally every single man that I was that I started talking to was fucking younger. I'm like, is this a joke or something? I felt like the universe was playing a joke on me, but I see the purpose of it now is because my ego is meant to be broken down, because I would absolutely refuse. Absolutely refuse. Like, there was no way. And now it's just like, I don't judge people based off of that the way that I used to. I judge them based off their character, their maturity level, their intentions, right? Their energy, their soul, who they are. It's not about physicality. It's not about any of that stuff. It's not about race. It's none of that. It's about who they are. Yup. My twin flame knows we have a deep connection. He thinks we're soulmates. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to necessarily know the label of it, but they'll feel, you know, that connection. But it's up to you and how you perceive your reality. That's what's going to manifest. When I asked him if he wanted to continue this, he said, hell yeah. Then he chose another person after. So here's what I'm going to say, you guys. And I know it's very, very fucking shitty to experience these things. I know it's very shitty, right? But first off, you just got to see, okay, that's my subconscious reprogramming and it's being manifested out, but I don't have to accept this reality because I know that I can shift into a different timeline and I can manifest different for myself so long as I do the inner work of reprogramming my subconscious, because my subconscious is responsible for manifesting like 90% or more of what I experience in the 3D, right? So with that being said, they cannot help but reflect back to you your deep subconscious beliefs. If you have a deep subconscious belief of not being chosen, that people cheat, that people don't necessarily commit, and that good relationships are hard to come by and that they're rare and that you always get left and that you just fear people betraying you and things like that, not prioritizing you, very deeply rooted subconscious beliefs, if those are still there, they have no choice. They could love you so fucking much, but because those beliefs are there, they have no choice but to reflect back what is there, because as within, so without, it is the law of how things work in our reality. So they're just showing you what you need to reprogram, what you need to target within yourself so that you can stop experiencing these patterns in your 3D, so it can stop causing you this pain. That's it. They could be with another person and still be head over heels in love with you, but it's because they have to reflect back what's going on within your subconscious. It's the same thing with me and my soulmate. We had a little breakup for a few months. You guys, I was like not having it. I don't think you guys understand. So I'm with my soulmate right now, right? I manifested him back in 3 days. But when we first broke up, I knew exactly what was going on at that time when I started figuring out the law of assumption. I was like, holy shit, I really manifested this. I was so scared of being left or whatever. Like there was some other deeply rooted program within me that was being shown. And I thought I went through this already. I thought I alchemized it. Okay, I just need to go deeper. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I did the work. I manifested him back in 3 days. He wants to fucking marry me, and he got me tattooed on his neck. From that, okay, wanting to marry me, telling everyone I'm his wife, even though we're not officially married, and like literally getting me tatted on his neck, when previously he had said, I don't think this is going to work out. There's just too much in the way. There's just too many circumstances and da-da-da-da-da and all these things. Okay, he had to reflect back to me that I was scared of being left or whatever that deeply rooted subconscious program was that was still there, which I had thought I'd work through, but apparently there were still leftover remnants of that fear, which he showed me. I'm like, nope, I refuse this reality. I don't want to be broken up with this person. I want to fucking be with him. Okay? I refuse to be in physical separation with this person because I know I want to fucking be with him. He's fucking mine and nobody else's. Like, he's mine. Period. And I'm like, I'm gonna just keep doing my inner work. I know I can get him back whenever I want. So when I started to decide, I'm like, okay, I want him back now. Like, I'm at a good place. Like, I work through my triggers. I know I'm not going to bring up the same type of behavior that had me in this fear type of mentality. I want to make sure I've done the inner work around that so that we don't repeat the same cycle. So let me just do that first on my own, but I know I'm going to end up with him because I get whatever I want. So when I decided to myself, okay, I'm going to really affirm for this now, and I'm just going to decide I don't want to be away from this person anymore. And I'd like for this breakup, quote unquote, to just end. So I affirmed, I did the work, and then 3 days later, we were back together, and he's fucking, like, so committed to me. It's wild. Okay? And he told me the entire time, no matter what it looked like on social media, because I know he was trying to be petty or whatever. That's why I didn't look at his socials. I did not look at his stories. None of that until I felt like I was really ready to do it because I wouldn't be triggered by it. I gave myself a lot of distance and time with that. I was not checking his socials like that. But anytime I kind of did a little peek to see, I'm like, okay, he's displaying this petty type of behavior. I don't want to be part of that. But he told me, I was just doing that to get your attention. Like, I loved you the entire time. I talked about you to everybody, to my mother, to the people at my gym. Like, I was talking about you every fucking day. I loved you the entire time. I wanted to be with you. I was literally going to fly over to see you. I was prepping my visa to see you. You see what I'm saying? Like, just because it looks like something in your physical reality, it doesn't mean the other side of that, there's not other things going on within them. He made it seem like he was cool, like being broken up and whatever. And he was like living his life on social media. But there was another side to it. And I'm like, yeah, because we're supposed to be together. Because I decided. I manifested that. I straight up told him, I'm like, I manifested you back, right? He's like, I'm glad that you did. I'm literally glad that you did that because I wanted to be with you the entire time. Huh? Exactly. And that's how you guys have to think. You have to think, I'm going to fucking get what I want no matter what. I'm going to be with the person that I want no matter what. Period. Because I said so. Because that's what I want. And you get what you want. Because why wouldn't you get what you desire? You are source energy. You get whatever the fuck you want. Okay? Start telling yourself that. It doesn't matter what the 3D circumstances are. It doesn't matter what this person has said to you. It doesn't matter how much physical distance there is. They could live halfway across the world. I don't care. You're still going to get what you want. Why? Because when you jump timelines, literally everything moves in your favor. When you do the reprogramming of the subconscious mind, everything moves in your favor. Them being halfway across the world could literally change overnight. Okay? They could literally just fly to see you tomorrow. For all you know. They could book a flight and just be there tomorrow. Like, it doesn't matter. The physical circumstances do not matter. Don't let it get in the way of you thinking that you can't manifest whatever you want in your life. Please don't. Don't keep giving life to those circumstances that are undesirable to you. Tell yourself that you can get exactly what you want or better. Okay? But when his brother was the one posting stuff, that triggered me. Don't look at anything that will trigger you, you guys. Thank you for 4K likes and thank you so much for the gifts. Do not pay attention to their social media, to their friends' social media, to their siblings' social media. If it's going to trigger you, just stay away from it and keep doing the inner work and persist and tell yourself, nope, we're going to be together no matter what. I'm going to end up with this person and it does not matter what's happening around me right now in the 3D. I refuse. I reject this reality. I'm jumping into the timeline that I want and I'm staying there. And I don't care if people want to call me Delulu, let them call me Delulu. I don't care. I'll be in my own world. I will visualize exactly what I want and I will experience it and it will manifest in the 3D because it is law. Just like the law of gravity, we all know that the law of gravity exists. If you jump off a building, guess what's going to happen? And that applies to every person on this planet, right? The same thing applies with the law of assumption and how we manifest. It is the exact same thing in that sense, just a different law. So this applies to everybody. You are manifesting 24/7. You are going to get exactly what you want. The only thing that's standing in the way of you receiving what you want is your subconscious beliefs. That's it. If that's no longer there, you get whatever you want. And it doesn't have to take a long time. If you tell yourself, I get whatever I want in 3 days, I get whatever I want overnight, and your subconscious really truly has been reprogrammed with that thought, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get what you want in 3 days because you made that rule for your reality. And as source energy, you are the creator of your reality. You're going to get what you want in 3 days. You see what I'm saying? So stop focusing on the physical 3D right now where it's all these undesirable things are happening. Do not keep putting energy into those circumstances, please. Do not keep perpetuating those stories in your mind. Stop doing all of that. Stop paying attention to what they're doing. Enough of all that. Go into your visualizations in your mind. Feel what it would feel to have the reality that you want already happening for you. Affirm for that. Affirm in your favor. Tell yourself you're a master manifester. Study the law of assumption, and you will have exactly what the fuck you want. It must work. It must. It is law. It's the quantum field. It has to work. The only reason why it's not going to work is because you have disbelief in it, because you have subconscious reprograms that are against your favor. That's it. That's the only reason why. Once you release that resistance, once you reprogram, once you truly have instilled new subconscious beliefs because you're doing the inner work, once you've cleared all that out, it must manifest for you because you're jumping the timeline in which that already exists. You're jumping into that timeline where it's already happening. You're making the quantum leap. So it's not possible for it to not happen. It can only not happen if you don't believe that it can. That's it. You're the key. You have the key. Turn the fucking key. Put it in the door, okay? Put it in the fucking little keyhole. Open the door to your new reality. Because you're holding the key right in your hands. You're just not putting it into the lock and opening it. You have it. You literally have it right now in your hand. You're just staring at it and you're not doing anything with it. Because why? Because you keep trying to take this key and you keep trying to open this other door with the old story, right? And you're like, this isn't really working out. This isn't really the door that I want to open. But let me pay attention to this one more. Let me just pay attention to this one more. I want what's behind this door. No, you don't. Stop. Close that door. Go to the one of your desired reality. Put that key in the right fucking keyhole and open it. And just have your new reality pouring in. Okay? Because that's what you deserve. Stop going to the old story and paying attention to it. It's done. It's a product of old manifestation. It's a product of old thoughts. You now can choose something new for yourself, something better, something you desire more, something that you truly deserve. Choose that door. Stop staring at the key. Open it. Walk into it. Step into it. Be there. Every day. Visualize it in your mind, and it must manifest into physical reality. Okay? All right, you guys. I'm going to get off here for the next 15 minutes and then I might come back on later depending on how awake I am. But I need to get a few things done. If you're ready to really do some inner work, right? One-on-one, and I'm not going to be easy on you. I will tell you that. I'll hold you accountable. I'm going to tell you when you have limiting beliefs. I'm going to really help you navigate this in all the ways that would be the best for your path. Check the link at the top of my page where you can book a free call with me. The first one is free. It's like a consultation call, essentially. It's an inner activation call where I see where you're currently at and see if you're the right fit to work with me one-on-one. Okay? If you're ready for an investment like that, if you're ready to really do this work for real and you want to commit to yourself and you want to just experience change in your life and leap timelines, that is available for you guys. I would suggest to book sooner than later because it does get pretty booked up. People have been telling me, I've been trying to book with you for weeks. I'm like, well, if you see an open slot, you better fucking take it so long as you know that you're going to show up 100%. Okay? It's first come, first serve, y'all. So that's there. It's available to you. You don't have to do this alone. Ask questions in these lives. DM me questions that you have. Ask questions in my videos so that I can make video responses to them as well, right? Don't hesitate to ask. You're at the right place to ask because I will actually give you information that can help instead of prolong the journey for you, because it's misinformation, which a lot of these twin flame groups, accounts, it's all full of misinformation and people who think they know what they're talking about. But really, they're just spewing out limiting beliefs that will prolong your journey even more and delay it. Okay? We don't want delays anymore. We don't need to wait a million years for your manifestations to come. You can just experience what you want, period. It doesn't have to take a long time. Okay? Oh, I'm a night owl. So I'm up all hours. I work better at night. My mind is just like awake at night. But I will be back maybe later if I'm still up. I do have to get a few things done for now though. So it was nice connecting with you guys. 4.3K likes. Thank you so much. How much is the program? I only disclose the amount once we're actually on the call. I don't say it out loud because it is subject to change, and it does, the price does rise higher, and I don't want one person to be like, well, you told me this. Well, it's changed now. Access to me is changing now. I decide what that price is due to demand, right? So sometimes it will be a lot higher, and then that's why I don't disclose it just online anywhere, because it does change. So the sooner that you can get in, it's going to be less expensive of an investment. The more that you wait, it'll most likely gone up by then. So first come, first serve. All right, you guys. I'll be back later, or maybe another day. Leo. I know, I'm a night owl. So, I mean, hey, that works, right? All right, you guys, take good care. Thank you for all the questions, and thank you for sharing your time with me and your energy. If you have any questions, if you want to listen more to my Twin Flame talks, then check out the playlist that says the Twin Flame Journey. That's on my TikTok. It's just all me talking about the journey. Check it out. Listen to it. Listen to it while you do some errands. Listen to it while you fold some clothes. All right? Bye. Bye. Feliz noches. Thank you, guys.